Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Welcome to Thirsty Thursday, Sense and Nonsense, and despite vows to be right on schedule in 2024, we haven't really done a great job at that. But you know what? The reasons for that happening are all good. Either we're doing something really fun, or it's a good excuse because somebody's not feeling well, or business strikes and people are too busy. So these are all good things. These are all good things that cause that. But anyway, we're back at you. I think it's 3 weeks, but if it's been a month, I apologize. Whatever it is, I think it's 3 weeks. So we are at you. We've been out. We've been about. I've been to California. Joe's been playing a lot of golf. He's definitely better. I've seen it firsthand. Now he was coming from a place of, he had a lot of improvement. But anyway, we've got stories to tell, and I don't know anything about the fact check. Joe's going to spring a surprise on me. I've got my oldest daughter's coming to town for a week or so. Her mother passed away. That's not a tragic story. She was almost 100 years old. So anyway, there's some family dynamics that we probably won't be dealing with on this particular podcast, which all might lead to good beer drinking, which can always solve many problems, including part of the content of this particular podcast. And we have a great Kansas City company that pays tribute to the military that we'll feature here a little bit when we crank it up on Thirsty Thursday, Sense and Nonsense. Right here, it's coming your way next.
More of Danny's Reasonably Irreverent podcast after this.
Cinematic Visions has been an affordable solution for professional media production in Kansas City since 2003, offering award-winning video production and creation, as well as a wide array of digital and social media management services. From planning, scripting, filming, editing, and post-production, to delivering your product to a watching world, Cinematic Visions will provide professional and affordable services for you and your business with the necessary return on investment to make it all worthwhile. Cinematic Visions' goal is to unlock the power of storytelling through video and a strong online presence for your company. Beyond the numbers, they want to inspire and evoke your clients to feel and act. Let my friends at Cinematic Visions embed your brand where it belongs, in your customers' minds. You can find them online at cinematicvisions.com or with a quick phone call at 816-600-6300.
Hey Kansas City, Joe Spiker, Easton Roofing back for another beautiful springtime in Kansas City. We are proud to announce our renewed partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City. Starting in 2024, a portion of every job sold will be donated to a cause close to my heart. I was a big, and I encourage you to volunteer. And if you hire us for service on your residential or commercial roof, you'll know that a portion of the profits will go to a great cause. So call us at 913-257-5426. Easton Roofing. Integrity matters.
We're here at the 23rd Street Brewery with Matt Llewellyn. And Matt, you've got a great menu. You fine-tuned it a little bit. Great beers. There's always something to be had to put a smile on your face at the 23rd Street Brewery.
Oh, you bet. And Brian Haney would always say, come have the Haney turkey stack. Bill Self would say, come have the Bill Self pasta. I would say, come have the Bill Self pasta. It's great. Great mac and cheese, buffalo mac and cheese. And we've got a ton of other menu items that you're sure to love. We've got a great brewer who's brewing great beer. And if you like craft beer, our guy's the way to go. And we're making great drinks, too. There's a great new distillery in the state of Kansas called Llewellyn Distillery. My brother's doing that. He makes some great whiskey and vodka and rum, and we're doing all kinds of great drinks with those beverages.
Always fun to be had at the 23rd Street Brewery, 23rd and Castle. Come on by anytime and have a good time.
If you'd like to join these and other fine sponsors and market your business on Kansas City's #1 rated podcast, contact us at danny@dannyclinkscale.com. Look forward to working with you.
Whoa! Danny, this thing spit at me.
Well, it shouldn't have shaken up. It's been refrigerated. It's been actually, we thought we were going to do the podcast on time last week, but I don't even remember what came up. So
It was my work.
I've had said beers for a week.
It's kind of a busy time out there for me right now, Danny.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, is there?
Good to see you.
It's good to be seen. Let me have
man.
a sip of this. I haven't had a sip of anything.
So we've got
It's one of those days where from the time I finish my little nap, I have not done anything except brush my teeth. So I am thirsty.
I got a nap today too, Danny.
Good for you.
This is a Jolly call sign, or a Jolly from Call Sign Brewing Company.
Yes, Call Sign Brewery in North Kansas City Company. And when they started up this company, they were getting ready for a beer festival, the guys, and they were military people. And they hadn't named their beer company yet. And they ended up naming it Call Sign, and what they decided to name each individual beer was for fallen aircrafts of people who had served in the military.
Oh, okay.
So this one's Jolly, and it's a helicopter. So these pay tribute to members of the military.
Interesting.
And so each different one under the Call Sign banner will pay tribute to somebody, and they make donations to the military, and part of the proceeds of the beers goes to that. So salute to Call Sign Brewing Company. Of course, this is courtesy of Santa Fe Liquors, where Pat Allen, he gave me this information, which I'm looking at right now, about Call Sign. And this is a hazy India Pale Ale. I think it's a good, solid brew.
It's pretty good.
I'm not saying it's right at the tippy top of what we've had, but it's hardly at the,
Not at the bottom, I'll tell you that.
bitty bottom. I don't know. I don't know if there's a phrase for that. The soggy bottom?
The rock bottom?
Rock bottom, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to give it a good solid 7 right on the nose.
I'll agree with that. I'll give you a 7 on this, Danny. You know, it's
the first one, and it's icy cold.
Yeah,
so
I got them on
They
ice
benefit
here.
from that, yes.
I will also say the second taste is better than the first taste, right?
I just agree with that because I just had my second taste. I agree. That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, it is.
So good for them. And it's kind of it has a helicopter, and it's a sort of a black and white type image, and I like it. I like it.
It's good.
Very good. So salute to
thank
Call
you, Pat.
Sign Brewery Company, and thank you, Pat, for pointing us in this direction as we head up towards the 4th of July.
That's right. So, Danny, we're going to jump right in the fact check. What do you say?
I say salute.
So last time we had a beer that was called Birds Aren't Real.
Right.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't find the ABV on that. We gave it a 7 and a 7.2 was our rating. It was 8% ABV. So
maybe so that's a good solid rating for a high alcohol content beer.
Yeah, I think
this
we'd
is
have
just a
known that, we
regular
might
old.
have-
This is a hazy, but I don't think there's an ABV on this can either. No, there is. Now this is below 6 for a hazy, which is
Wow.
kind of low actually.
yeah, so we might have given it a little bit of a
this
better. The
more
Birds Aren't
some-
Real, a little better.
But we don't
if we'd have
grade on a
known.
curve. We don't
say we don't.
We don't grade. We don't give our rating on a curve, but we do talk about it sort of
That's
in
right.
those terms.
Well, I told you a little bit about the Birds Aren't Real movement last time because I'd heard of it, right? This was that
And
conspiracy.
I had not.
Yeah.
Well, once you started to talk about it, it sort of started to resonate a bit with me.
So I looked it up to get the facts on it, just the facts. And this is a satirical conspiracy theory that birds, as we know them today, don't actually exist. The idea is they were all systematically exterminated by the government between 1959 and 2001.
Do they, when they espouse this theory, do they say why they wanted to get rid of the birds?
Well, they were all replaced
What, by
with
spies?
surveillance drones.
Oh, I got you.
So those are the birds that you see aren't really birds.
Aha.
They're surveillance drones.
That's a lot of surveillance. You know, it seems like a bit of wasted surveillance too. Like when you see those flocks of birds that have like 1,000
Yeah.
birds flying in close formation, unnecessary.
Unnecessary. That's
Unnecessary work by the government.
some redundancy there.
Waste. Well, it's the government. Why
Well,
not?
yeah, there you go.
Why not?
It meant to serve as a commentary on conspiracy theories and the nature of belief in the modern age. It highlighted how easily misinformation can spread online, Danny.
Oh, no. Really? Amazing.
Yeah. We were talking about smoking, delicious smoking last time. And
Which-
I had said that the Aria was the only Vegas hotel where you couldn't smoke, and I was wrong. Park MGM is the only smoke-free, and that is next to Aria, so I'm going to give myself a break. Anyway, we also talked a little bit about smoking on airplanes, and this is surprising. Okay.
All right.
In 1988, airlines based in the United States banned smoking on domestic flights of less than 2 hours. Okay, so you had to go, if it was under 2 hours, you couldn't smoke on the plane.
So after 88, you could still smoke on a plane?
Yes, dude. Now listen to this.
Wow.
That was extended to domestic flights of less than 6 hours in 1990. Okay, so in 1990, if you had a 7-hour flight domestically, you could still smoke on the plane.
Where's that from? The tip of Bangor, Maine to the south? I mean, I don't think there is a 7-1.
That's probably a reason why they made it 6 hours.
I was going to say 7. New York to L.A. is, I think, about 6.
Well, Denver to Hawaii is probably 7 hours.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, there you go. Always forget about poor Hawaii.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I'm sure that Kansas City to Anchorage is.
What year do you think they banned it on all domestic flights?
2000.
2000 on the dot, buddy.
I was thinking about my last real experience. I think I've talked about this before when I was doing a Chiefs post-game show in, I think it was Raytown or somewhere in Missouri.
Yeah.
And it had been years since I'd been in a bar where you could still smoke. Yeah. And I walked in, I was like, what the hell? And that was probably, early 2000s. So
well, there was a place on Merriam Lane down by my shop called Double T's Roadhouse. And you had to have a membership to this fine establishment, which means you had to give them $20 and they gave you a membership card. And then it was a private club and you could smoke in it. And this place didn't close until like 3 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, you opened the door and it was just wafting out.
I think I might have said this before, but the banning of smoking in bars was a boon, I would think, to infidelity. Because,
why is that, Danny?
Well, if say you went out to a bar, and maybe not infidelity, but just being away from the homestead and the wife or whatever, because. You go out to a bar for any length of time where people are smoking, you reek.
Oh, I mean, you're saying you don't have that to clue everybody in that you've been at the bar.
Right. Oh, yeah, maybe not infidelity, but I mean, saying, honey, I was working late at the office. Oh, really? Can you smoke in the office, dear? Anyway.
Well, when I smoked, I did. So, in my office. Once everybody left. Anyway, we talked about Chiefs playoff comebacks because you were comparing it to being a Dortmund fan, right?
Right.
Being on the other side of it. And I had said they were down 21 to the Texans in 2020. They were actually down 24.
Yeah.
And they came back.
They were ahead by halftime, weren't they?
They were ahead by halftime. That's right. Some of the things that went wrong for the Texans.
They went on fourth and short. Oh, they did a fake punt, didn't they?
Fake punt didn't work out. McCole Hardman returned a kickoff 58 yards. Chiefs went on to win 51-31. So
probably right. One of the Chiefs haven't had many easy. I mean, that's not easy because you were down 24-0, but they haven't had too many.
No,
you're just kicking back in the last few minutes and having a good time, having a smoke.
Well,
Len Dawson style.
Fresca and a butt. Well, if you think about the Patriots, they didn't have a lot of easy wins either in that run. I mean, think about how many.
I think they had some easy ones early in the playoffs. They used to kick people's ass in the first round quite a bit.
Well, that first run of the first 3 Super Bowls, it was all those.
Right.
The Tuck rule and Vinatieri hitting these long field goals.
That's true.
And now, later on, they were just.
But the Super Bowls were all close.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think they all were close.
That'll be a fact check for next time.
There we go.
So.
I don't remember the Patriots winning an easy Super Bowl. And the losing ones were close, too.
Yeah.
Carolina, even though they were playing Carolina, a team that, was of a fluke. That was a close game, 33-32 or something.
Remember Cam Newton in his post-game press conference after that? Oh, my gosh.
Well, the Panthers kept going for 2, I think, as I believe. And it turns out, I think if they had kicked the extra point every time, they would have won.
And that's Tom Brady.
There you go.
Lucky bastard. We had a beer last time that was a play on words for Chewbacca, right? So I thought...
Was that last time or was that a couple times ago?
That was last time.
Was it? Okay.
According to my notes. So a couple of Chewbacca... Would you like to hear a couple of things about Chewbacca?
Sure.